Greetings students, Professor Caravanos, and I want to show you some asbestos products I have here. First of all, this is chrysotile asbestos, white asbestos. It's a serpentine. We talked about that in class. This is brown asbestos. You could sort of see the morphology is very different. This is much more stringy, much more rigid, needle-like. This is chrysotile, a blue asbestos, and very desirable because some people like that blue for decorative purposes on ceilings. This actually is the thinnest asbestos form and is considered by and large the most dangerous. And here we have some tremolite asbestos, also a serpentine, amphibole asbestos, etc. So you see that this chrysotile is much more matted down, and this is what they use to weave products in. Okay, so there we have those asbestos forms. You can put those away. As far as a rock of actual asbestos, I'll take this one out of the bag. I'm not worried about this because it's actually been shellacked, and you can see here the asbestos veins, pretty distinct here, and you can see the shiny, glistening nature of it. Pretty amazing stuff. It is a rock, and this is the asbestos right here. Hard as a rock. So it takes a lot of energy to get these fibers to come off here. So let's put that back in the bag and proceed to the next product. Here's some asbestos in a container. You can see that it is some very long pieces down at the bottom. Again, this is fairly raw. This is asbestos rock that's literally been just pounded with a hammer. So it still takes a lot of processing to get those fibers out. And they sort those fibers out. But look at that long piece of asbestos there. That's very valuable. That's Canadian asbestos. Generally the best. What else we have here is, here's the fluffy nature of asbestos. You could see how it is essentially like snow. And this is why people used it for also. It's the air levels in this box are tremendously high, and I not dare open it and keep it nice and tight here. So, as far as some of the products we have, in no particular order, let's see, we have here an electrical cord, an old-fashioned electrical cord, and you can see here the white asbestos insulation. Before plastic, asbestos was used for insulation. And the black material over that is just cotton. So whenever you get something like this, bring it to me right away. I'll take it off your hands, including at a yard sale. So this is a nice collectible. I do collect these things. Asbestos can be made into paper, and then that paper gets made into insulation. So what you see here are two half pieces of air cell insulation made with asbestos paper. That's very good because it doesn't grow mold on it, it doesn't conduct heat, it doesn't burn, it lasts forever. If you have asbestos pipe, if you have insulation on your boiler pipes that are air cell like this, and it's white, it's probably asbestos. If it's brown, it's probably cardboard. So if it is white, you need to attend to it, and I'd say at a minimum just sort of wrap it up. Okay, another fascinating piece of raw asbestos is this piece here, and I'm going to take this out of the bag. It's a rock that comes from New York City. Now I'm going to see if you could maybe see right here, very tiny. No, it doesn't come out very well. Very tiny pieces. Oh, here's a better one. Let's see. Yes, right here you could see sort of the fibrous nature in this area. Out of this whole rock, there's just one or two little areas. This rock came from Staten Island, and in Staten Island they have asbestos vein running through the mountain that is present after the Verrazano Bridge. You come off the bridge, you'll see you go through something of a mountain pass, and that mountain pass is made of serpentine rock, and there's some asbestos in that rock. Okay, here's some other materials. Pretty hard stuff. This is asbestos transite. It is very hard. It's basically concrete with asbestos holding it together. Very hard. I can't break this. Again, it's concrete. It's noticed as grayish material. Some people paint it. Very, very common as a roofing material, building material all around the world. probably the single largest use of asbestos in the world today is asbestos cement, block boards, roofing material. Okay, what else we have here? Very common also is something like this, floor tile. Looks like a regular old floor tile, but this happens to be an asbestos-containing floor tile. And good luck trying to get fibers out of here. The fibers are fused so hard into the vinyl plastic matrix of this tile that to think there's any risk here is really somewhat absurd. Of course, if you start sanding it, chopping it, grinding it, it's a different story. But simply owning it and possessing it, it's not really serious. Here's a fascinating piece of asbestos rope. And I don't know if you could see it there. I don't want to open this because it is very friable, easily crumbled. So I don't want to take this out. This is used as packing for boilers, for heat exchange equipment. And we have here asbestos rope. More of the same. See that? Asbestos rope. This is used in plumbing as a gasket sealer, as a packing in between faucets. Very desirable, lasts forever. And we have, of course, plenty of these around. Asbestos gloves. This even says asbestos mitten. This is actually U.S. Army issued asbestos mitten for machine guns because the guns get so hot you would need an asbestos glove to hold the barrel as you're shooting it off. And many, many old movies, if they're truly authentic, would have an asbestos glove with them. I remember seeing an HBO movie where someone had lost a glove and got seriously burned, complaining about that. Asbestos stove liner. This is basically powdered asbestos with some plaster in it. You mix it with water and you use it to patch up your boilers. About 2.5 pounds there. It's sealed. I'm not too worried about that. And let's see what else I have for you on my desk. Anything else? I have some asbestos tape. I'll put that back in the plastic bag. This is wicking material that goes on an oil lamp. You know how in the old cowboy movies you would turn the lamp up and down and the wick would come up and it would get brighter or darker. Instead of using cotton, they ended up discovering asbestos lasts much longer. So there you go, an asbestos wick. And I think that may be it for now. So I will say goodbye. Maybe I'll just show you that last piece of asbestos as a goodbye. Here's a beautiful piece of white chrysotile asbestos embedded between some rock. Actually 3 veins, 1, 2, 3 up here. Very, very nice sample. Okay, that's it, students. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll talk more in class. Goodbye.